This episode of Gundam has literally got me on the ropes to know that a lot of lives are going to be lost, especially for Tekadon, because the way how this episode went is just showing that blood's going to be spilled on the floor right into orbit space, and the final battle, which is said to be the last battle, is about to begin. Especially if it's really, really the last battle for this Gundam series, like literally on Iron-Blooded Orphans. One thing I will guarantee of all hell, they're not gonna make it out unscathed, because how a lot of people are going to die, along with what they're going up against, especially for Tekadon, is really going to mess things up. So if anything else, I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of Mobile Suit Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans second season, which is on episode 19. This episode right here, like I said, blood is going to be spilled on the floor in the rest of the episodes, And the way how this is going, we can expect some death flags, literally death flags. I already have one on one character already, and you all know what I'm talking about. So if anything else, let's just get this started. We had to it that after his speech was interrupted by Mcgillis Fareed and Galio announcing himself alive and so forth, and Rastel Elion saying that Galio has been under our protection and we are now going to get ready to defeat the traitor Mcgillis Fareed, And we have to it that Mcgillis tries to have the other lords of the seven Star Lords Council to obey him, because he is now in control of Agna Kairu, or Gundam Bile. And Gundam Bile is the symbol of Galahorn. Should you defy it, you defy Galahorn as well. And we have to it that everyone's getting ready for battle, but as for Rastel and Eork, they end up having a little small talk about histories and legends, about how Agna Kairu made history himself. And there was a scene between Almeria and Mcgillis Fareed, She is really mad and upset to see how she was deceived and lied to, And after much reluctance, she can't kill Mcgillis at all. She decides to kill herself, but Mcgillis stops her and says, "I will promise you happiness, nothing more. As long as you're alive now, you can hate me, but eventually I will give you happiness." And just by looking at the blood on her hand, it just gave me a symbolization, thinking what you just did is something that you can't really wash off that easily. Once you kill somebody, or whatever the case may be, that blood is gonna stay on you forever. That is the blood you spilt yourself, which is something really hard for me to comprehend, or maybe have stupid thinking that way. And we have to it that they're gonna fight the Iron Horde fleet, and this was foreshadowed anyway since last week's episode. I think it was foreshadowed to fight Galahorn's big army from the very, very beginning, because if Tekadon is really gonna be King of Mars, and Mcgillis Fareed wants to reform Galahorn, he has to fight Rastel Elion, his giant fleet. There's no way in hell that you could avoid that. And we all knew this from the start. Tekadon was going to fight Rastel Elion. Even though with their small fleet and Mcgillis Fareed's fleet, it's going to be really tough. Even Orga was really upset about this, knowing that he has to fight. And of course, there was a scene between Metabit and the other guy, who apparently could do nothing but watch, and he found work with Tekadon. Of course, one Tekadon member was actually worried, I'm thinking in my mind, yeah, but you can't go back now. I understand you're worried as chicken little noodle soup right now, but you understand that what happened now is you can't run away no matter what, And of course, there was a scene between Giulietta and Galio, or Vidar, if you still want to call him that. Although, the way how things are, and there was a tense moment between Orga and Mcgillis Fareed, and therefore Orga punches him in the face and says, "We won't betray anyone who we're working with, but we can't bet our lives on something that makes no sense. Let's just cut down all the pretense around us, okay? You got that?" And therefore, after punching him, everyone gets ready for the final battle. Even Atrasan ends up talking to Mikazuki when he's at Barbatos, and ends up telling telling him she loves him, you know, and she's really worried right now. And therefore, Mikazuki says, like, you know, I had nothing more than battlefield, you know. I don't know a war without fighting. And right now, what I'm fighting right now is to stop you from crying, you know. And then, of course, like, and we have to it that the final battle is about to come about right now, especially with Vidar or Galio, if you want to call him. May this last battle be the beginning of the future for Tekadon, you know, that Kudelia says, you know. So overall, all I can tell you right now is that Tekadon and Aryan Horde fleet, Rastal Alion's fleet, is about to go to battle, you know. And I am gonna say this right now, like, I already have a couple of death flags already, especially on the enemy side. I expect Giulietta to die, of course Galio to die, along with Rastal Alion. I hope those three die, because if Mikazuki dies, because I have a death flag on him, those three have to die with him. There's no denying that. I possibly might have a death flag on Akihiro, possibly Shino, maybe much more of those who we have bonded with for a very, very long time. Because what they're going up against is a fleet 2 times larger than theirs. But the only question I ask is, the fleet they have, do they have very good pilots? If they're high elite pilots or something, then guarantee it's not going to be a simple battle. But one thing for sure, I'm pretty sure all you guys could debate by saying, even if they're not super elites and they're just common soldiers, you can expect that once you go up against large numbers, you're guaranteed to be overwhelmed. That is currently true. Many of us played many video games or read stories, real life or history, that when it comes to an army or war, usually the bigger fleet tends to win. But you have to have good tactics and strategy in order to win as well. Not to mention good pilots and good warriors and soldiers. So it is debatable. Like, I don't really know how this is really gonna go. But like I said, I already have a lot of death flags on this final battle right here. That's Giulietta, Rastel, Galio, Eork possibly. Not to mention like, did I say Galio? Yeah, or Vidar. Not to mention I have like a Mikazuki and Akihiro, Shino. I have a lot of death flags coming, okay? But, you know, there's only one thing I am gonna say about being hopeful. Because, like, if you guys been watching the ending of Gundam, you know, the new ending of the second season, ever since the second half started, you will notice a photo right there. Although I don't really know if that photo was taken after or before, but one thing for sure is, like, there is some hope that Mikazuki, maybe the others might live, but it's not 100% guaranteed. Although I would like to be wrong, and so forth. Although a lot may argue and hit me in the face for this, but I believe, like, I really believe it might be best if Mikazuki dies in the last battle, because we do know that he can't live in a world without fighting, and without Gundam Barbatos he can't move and he has no life anymore. So that's why I have a death flag on him, and if he lives, that's fine, but it may not be too satisfying. Although I will say this, if he really dies, my heart will literally break and it would be devastating. But I think it's been foreshadowed for a long time, and I hope, like, the author doesn't really try to troll us. Although, like, certain main characters in certain Gundam franchises do live, but I don't know. It's just like, it's just a little, like, hard and for me to complicate things. But the last battle is about to begin next episode, and the rest after that is gonna be a whole lot of blood shed in space in the Earth's orbit. That's for sure. So if anything else, that's about it, people. I'll see you guys in my next video. So I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Bye bye. Doo-doo-doo.